Minnesota's current and former NBA teams meeting Sunday night. LA giving Anthony Davis a day off and Game 3 calf contusions to cover there. So now Kuzma will start in his place. Not as tall, but look at this. He's making baskets. Got the three. Contest on the wing. Got the three. I like the script Los Angeles, the old blue, straight out of Minneapolis from days gone by.
Calf contusion, his leg or his farm animal?
No, just the leg.
Oh,
I believe it's a bruise on the leg.
Not his pet calf.
You know what? I'll be honest.
So
I don't know.
know.
I don't know all about livestock. It could be, but I'm going to go with the anatomy and it maybe the leg. Kuzma made his first 5 shots of the game. Later, T-Wolves down 14. Kuzma chase down block on Anthony Edwards, the number 1 pick.
Earned that contract.
Welcome to the league. Kuzma 14 points, 2 blocks in the first quarter, 20 in the half. I mean, this was a rout. It wasn't quite like how the Clippers got blown out, but it was a rout. LeBron.
Yep.
Markieff Morris. It's nice, right? Sort of flashy, but very understated. Just a little flip right there.
Yep.
Lakers are up 22 now. LeBron strips D'Angelo Russell ahead to Kuzma. Drops. Nice. It's full-on Globetrotter stuff there. Contavious Caldwell-Pope makes it. Lakers 20 fast break points. Showtime in transition. At the half, Lakers up 22. So that's not really like a 3 or 4 possession game. Marc Gasol, big man. Floor's your friend. Little bounce there for LeBron. Gasol had 8 assists in the game.
Hey, LeBron, I don't want to encroach on McMenamin's turf here by asking about the wine to ankle ratio and all that, but I will. Anyway, how's it feeling? And clearly looks fine, but what's the status?
I mean, it's been better, but it feels pretty good. Obviously, tomorrow, once I go to sleep and lay down, will be the telltale sign of how good or how not good it is. So I don't want to say I'm looking forward to that, but we'll see tomorrow.
I just wanted to ask you about playing with Marc Gasol and somebody with that hoops IQ and the way that he passes. He made some comments after the game about kind of the way that you see the game, like so if you do. When you have 2 guys at the same time, like a little bit like you and Rondo last year maybe, what does that do and what have you learned about him early so far?
There's certain guys that just see plays before they happen, and able to do it with their mind, do it with the pass. And Marc is one of those guys. Just his basketball IQ, is like he said, there's not many that kind of see the game like that. So, I've been privileged to back-to-back years to be alongside Doe and now be alongside Marc, who sees the game very similar to the way I see it.
Okay, David Benjamin.
LeBron, you mentioned the other night when talking about your offense that you could have had 40 assists. Tonight you have 32, put 6 guys in double figures when AD doesn't even play. What are the offensive metrics and goals? What should they be for this collection that you guys have with the Lakers this year?
I mean, there's no we don't set out a goal for how many assists we want to have per night, but we want to move the ball. We shouldn't take many bad shots, if any at all, because we have so many body movement, player movement, and we have so many guys that can just make shots. But we got guys that can make the right play, make the right pass, from Dennis to Marc to myself. You've seen some unbelievable passes from Kuz tonight, AC, and the list goes on and on. That the guys that could just make the right play. So, no one should ever feel pressured to take a bad shot when guarded, because we can always get the ball moving from side to side. Attract 2 defenders and get it spraying out. And I mean, as you saw, multiple actions tonight. Kuz had a drive where he able to skip it to me, and I had a shot, but we had a greater shot to Marc, and Marc was able to drain that one. And then another instance where we moved the ball, shared the ball all the way around. KCP came off, could have fired the 3, but he hit Marc again at the top of the key, and then went back door and got an and 1. So we have the ability to do some great things offensively. That's just not it shouldn't be feel pressure about it.
Okay, Kyle Booth, please.
Hey, LeBron. A couple weeks before the season, you shared on social media that you thought Kyle was going to be the breakout player of the year. What are you seeing from him so far? Obviously, when he makes threes like it was tonight, we all see that. But what do you see, sort of the edges of his game getting more refined to kind of fulfill that prediction?
The game is just slowing down for him. His ability to score the ball, we all know about that. His shot making ability, either guarded or unguarded. But what he's done this year so far, what he did through our short training camp, and what he did actually, later in the postseason, you started to see the extra pass. He started seeing plays happening, and you look at the pass that he had to KCP in transition tonight. You see the dump off that he had to Trez for a dunk. He's just starting to make plays and see plays, that he didn't see, in his first couple of years, and that's all part of growth. He's in year 4, and the game is just slowing down tremendously for him, and he's going out there and just playing the game.
Okay, Dan Weinke, please.
Hey, LeBron. How adaptable is this team going to have to be this year with guys kind of being in and out for whatever reason? And how adaptable do you think you guys look tonight? It seemed like nobody's trying to do too much is kind of the takeaway.
Yeah, that's going to be our identity. No one should ever feel like they need to do too much. Like we have so many players that can go out and make plays, so no one should, like I said, no one should ever feel pressured to go and do too much. We are a ball movement team. We want body movement. It's great energy behind the pass, and when you have that movement, everyone feels comfortable. Everyone feels like they're a part of it. So we want to continue that throughout the whole season, and no matter who's in the lineup, no matter who's out of the lineup, we still want to play Laker basketball.
Okay, we'll just take a couple more questions. Yvonne Lupa, please.
Hey, LeBron. Heading into the game, Frank had said that defense had been a point of emphasis after the first 2 games. You guys had a season-high 14 blocks tonight. I'm curious what you thought of the performance, especially the rim protection.
We just took it to heart. We want to be one of the best defensive teams in the league, if not the best, and we took that to heart. After our first 2 games of the season, we wanted to get our percentages down. And I thought we played swarming defense tonight against a team that can score. No matter who's out there for them, they have guys that can score. So, we took that to heart. What coach and coaching staff wanted us to go out and do, and I think we executed that.
Okay, Ari Jones, please.
What's going on, LeBron?
What's going on?
What does wins like this do for the team? Like, does it give you opportunity to kind of view different lineups to see what works? Because I know it's still early on in the season.
It's still early in the season, and we have the ability to play a lot of different combinations with our lineups, and a coach has the ability to play different guys.
Since you and Max were in the Christmas spirit, you got on the nice Santa hat. Max has on that beautiful sweater and stuff like that. Making the people smile. I didn't have anything like that, so I thought. And then I realized I got something that I know would make me smile.
Oh, my God.
This works for me. This works for me. You understand?
Wow.
You know why, Max?
That was a stretch.
Why, Max?
Just needed a prop.
Because every time, hey, listen. Every
You
time
felt
I
left
put
out.
on this hat.
Wrong holiday.
Every time I put on this hat, it reminds me of the holiday season that's relevant to all of us, but not necessarily to those Dallas Cowboy fans out there. So that makes me feel good and in the Christmas spirit more so than anything right now. And that's what I wanted
Grinch.
to say. Now let me stay.
Next year we'll get you a Grinch costume.
A lump of coal in all their stockings.
That's right. Let me stay in that state of Texas right now and tell you, when it comes to a player more valuable to their team, even though LeBron is the greatest in the world, even though he's that champion, the fact of the matter is, it's Luka Doncic. Why do I say that, Max Kellerman? It ain't just because of his game. It's because he's in Dallas as opposed to L.A. He don't have Anthony Davis. He ain't in the second largest state in the United States of America, second largest market. I'm sorry. He ain't wearing the purple and gold. He doesn't have 17 championships as a backdrop. Okay, he don't have all of that. He's playing for the Dallas Mavericks. And who are the Dallas Mavericks? Without without Luka Doncic. You got an injured Porzingis. You got Dorian Finney-Smith. You got Tim Hardaway. Okay, you got Josh Richardson there now. No disrespect to them because we know that they can play and they're going to be in the playoffs. Very formidable guys, good dudes. And I love me that Tim Hardaway Jr. because I love his daddy. But let me tell you something right now. The bottom line is, without Luka, we ain't paying attention to anything about the Dallas Mavericks but Mark Cuban. And he's on Shark Tank. So the bottom line is, Luka is more valuable because he's the one that single-handedly has this entire franchise relevant. That's why we got to go with Luka in this particular situation with this particular question.
Well, a lot of times we say who's more valuable to their team, and we all know one guy is better, and that's LeBron. What we're really asking is who's on the lesser team. But I think it's more than that. When you say who's more valuable to their team, Luka or LeBron, I think LeBron is more valuable to his team. And I'll tell you why, Stephen A. You're right that if you take Luka away from the Mavs, like he gets them closer to a title, right? Or to the playoffs, or to winning a playoff series by himself, maybe, you could argue, because there's less around him, although when Porzingis gets back, that'll change too. But I think there's something bigger than that. The question is, who gets you to the championship, to the promised land? If you put Luka on the Lakers and took LeBron off, I don't know that we'd all be saying, yes, the Lakers are definitely going to win the championship. But if you put LeBron on the Mavs and gave him Porzingis, maybe they would be title favorites. You know, this comes down to the LeBron. It happens in the LeBron-Jordan debate, too. I think LeBron by himself gets a team closer to a title than Jordan by himself. But if you give Jordan something and you give LeBron something, yeah, right. But if you give them both stuff, Jordan will take you there every single time, right? That's who LeBron is in this NBA. He's the Jordan of this NBA. Whenever LeBron has a reasonable chance to win the title, he either does or gets very close. You know, like he goes 6 games with Dellavedova as his second best player. He beats the 73-win Warriors team. If you add KD to the Warriors, nothing he can do or anyone can do. But LeBron gives you that premium over everyone else, including the Lakers, that Luka just doesn't give you. LeBron goes to the Mavs, you think maybe they could win it this year. Luka goes to the Lakers, suddenly you're like, ooh, a lot of teams in the West can compete. That premium, not just being great, not just doing more with less, but when you have something, turning it into championships, makes LeBron the most valuable to his team.
Well, I definitely hear where you're coming from, and I'm glad that you came to the party, albeit a bit too late, when you're recognizing LeBron as the best in the world and his extreme value. But let's take into consideration the specificity of the question that we're addressing here, Max Kellerman. The fact of the matter is, when we talk about Luka, we ain't just talking about basketball. When we talk about LeBron and Luka, we ain't just talking about basketball. Luka's an international icon right now. Luka ain't from the United States of America. He is an international icon, which is why Mark Cuban just brought up his cachet with social media. Because the bottom line is, when you look at the Dallas Mavericks, this guy has got them on the map. You realize how much money Luka is making for the Dallas Mavs franchise? Listen, I don't care whether it's Lithuania, Serbia, Morocco, I don't give a damn where it's from. Everybody across the world knows something or two about the Mavs jersey right now and the Mavs franchise. All because of Luka. So let's take that into consideration, along with him being 21 years of age, along with him being white. Let's bring that up, too. The brother's got a lot of cachet, and I'm talking about overall value. I'm looking at him right now, and I'm saying, this kid right here is something special, and we can't ignore that.
Well, I just looked up Luka while you were talking on Twitter. He has 1.1 million followers. LeBron has 48.5 million. I don't think we want to play.
That's right. That's true.
I don't think we want to play the social media game with LeBron. He's a beast.
We know.
But I'll say this: it's not a knock against Luka. Luka at 21, it's ridiculous the kind of stuff he's doing at his age. He's almost on pace with LeBron. But LeBron, by the way, when I said Kawhi is the best, that's not the first time I thought LeBron was no longer the best, and I was mistaken. It's happened 3 times. Steph Curry, when he won the MVP and the team looked invincible, I thought LeBron's better, but in this NBA, Steph is better because he can shoot from 3.
Giannis.
I thought that with Giannis.
And then Giannis.
I thought that with Kawhi.
And then Kawhi.
No doubt. And Yep, and the remarkable thing about LeBron is whenever it looks like there's a contender to his throne and events conspire to make you think, well, he's had it. He's getting